Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show. Well, I'm going to start off with India's defeat, which was all there the victory was all there for the taking for England. Well, it was absolutely a mere formality where India just added 8 runs, and that too from the blade of Ravichandran Ashwin, who went on to have an unbeaten 91, but he lost Pragyan Ojha at the other end, and thus missed an opportunity of making a century. And Pragyan Ojha was clean bowled by James Anderson for 3, and India were all out for 247, leaving Ashwin not out on 91 with 15 fours. So Ashwin has already proved himself as an all-rounder now for sure, because he already has a century under his belt, and now he has gone on to make an unbeaten 91. Well, as far as nothing to really to talk about. James Anderson picked up the wicket, so 3 for 38 for him. 18 overs, 6 maidens, 45 runs, and 3 wickets for Stephen Finn. And as far as England were concerned, well, they have a sort of a slight dawdle, I would say, because Alistair Cook and Compton, there was only 40 runs to get. Alistair Cook definitely confident after all his centuries on the trot that he had. What he did is he actually tried to loft Ashwin over the ropes, unfortunately missed it completely, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni behind the stumps did the rest, and India would have been happy there because the score became 4 for 1. Nick Compton was joined by Jonathan Trott, and Jonathan Trott was trapped LBW by Pragyan Ojha for 3, but that made it 7 for 2. And when Kevin Peterson left the scene, caught behind the bowling of Ashwin for a duck, that was the time England not a worry. It was sort of a real very small fright, because the score was, there's only 40 to get, and they already had 8 on the board, so 32 to get. But after that, Ian Bell, with his experience, ensured that there won't be any further mishaps. Nick Compton was at the other end, cool as a cucumber. He was just playing himself there, and it was a situation where Ian Bell was there, so he was there to guide Nick Compton. Nick Compton is a person who likes to really defend well, and that's what he precisely did. So he finished on an unbeaten 9 of 30 balls with 1 4. Ian Bell made 28 unbeaten runs of 28 balls with 4 fours. The winning hit was done by Ian Bell, and England had walked to a 2-1 not a series victory, 2-1 winning series lead in this particular test series. India didn't use any of the pace bowlers. What they did is they had Ravichandran Ashwin bowling 6.1 overs, 1 maiden, 31 runs and 2 wickets. Pragyan Ojha 6 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 10. England leading the match 3-match series 2-1, 4-match series 2-1 with 1 to go. The final one coming at Nagpur on 13th of December. Alistair Cook, the captain of England, without any shadow of doubt, was named man of the match. Now, what I would like to talk about as far as what this victory has done, as I said, it is something which has happened after 1999-2000, when India lost 2 back-to-back games on their homeland. Now, that is something very, very surprising, because India have always been very, very strong at home, and what England have done is they have made a statement saying that we can go and play anywhere in the subcontinent, and we can still beat the team at their own land, and that's what they have proved. And really, I have to say, it is very, very commendable. They just needs to be appreciated, and India have to really search for questions, and that's what the selectors have precisely done. They have decided to drop 3 players for the Nagpur test. The first one is Zahir Khan. Now that comes as a big surprise, but his strike rate has not been good. He has not been picking up the wickets, and he finds himself out of the team. So Zahir Khan, the prime strike bowler for India, has been dropped for the Nagpur test, because India definitely needs to guard now, because England are on a winning streak. They have been doing well, and success breeds success. So England will definitely be going for the jugular, as Alistair Cook, the cool captain, has already said. He didn't have much emotion, even though England had a 2-1 series winning lead. He was very, very cool, and he said that the job is not yet finished, because they still want to, they definitely want to win the fourth test match in Nagpur, but at the same time they also want to guard that, India doesn't actually go on and beat England and actually level the series. So Alistair Cook is pretty guarded about his statements. He is very clear. He has very clearly stated that the job is not yet done, and that's the way to go. That's what a captain can do. And what only that, he not only leads as a captain, he also leads with the bat, and that's what he has been precisely doing. Well done, Alistair Cook, and that is something which was very nice statement by Alistair Cook, saying that the job is not yet done. Yes, England, the job is not yet done. They have to go for the jugular, and what else would be better for them if they could go on and beat India? Well, it's not something that is going to be easy, but for India they have to pull up their socks. So that's what the selectors have done. The selectors are very pretty. They want to put the best team onto the field, and that's what they have done. What they have done is they have dropped Zahir Khan, they have dropped Harbhajan Singh, and they also decided to drop Yuvraj Singh. So all these three people are out of the mix for the Nagpur test. In comes Parvinder Rawana, who is a pace bowler. He has played in the IPL, as you know, but what he has done of note is in a Ranji Trophy match recently, I thought it was against Karnataka, that he took a lot of wickets. And then Ravindra Jadeja comes into the team. Now Ravindra Jadeja comes into the team on being the first Indian player in domestic history to score 3 triple centuries in first class cricket history in India. So on the basis of that, he comes into the team. And there is also a place for Piyush Chawla, the right arm leg spinner, who comes into the team. Now India are trying their best, so that's what the chairman of selectors, Sandeep Padil, and the test selectors have done. Whether how that is going to really prove good, we have to wait and watch. And as far as Mahendra Singh Dhoni is concerned, Mahendra Singh Dhoni has very clearly mentioned that the best of a captain, the best of a person who leads the team comes out when the chips are down, and that's what he wanted to precisely prove. He says that is the real test of a captain, and that is also another good statement coming in from Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Absolutely ready for the challenge there, even though India have lost 2 back-to-back matches to England. And England absolutely with the tails up. One has to really credit them for the performance, whether it is the batting, whether it is the bowling. They have been absolutely over India, and that too, to beat India in India and take a winning series lead, and almost on the verge now. In fact, they have ensured that India can't, even if India win the match at Nagpur, it is going to only be they are only going to level the series. But I'm sure Alistair Cook, being a captain, is not going to allow that, and he would definitely be wanting to beat India 3-1, and that will set a real example for all the other teams in the world, because to say that yes, we can go and defeat India in India, and that's what England have done, and that is something, as I said, I don't have words to appreciate it. That has been a very commanding performance by England. So, well, just moving away from this, now India has lots of questions to be answered. As we know, we have seen what the selectors have done. Well, I'm moving away from it slightly, just to get you some probably some cricket news, or just talk about this Bangladeshi team yesterday, which was totally resurgent. This team is really looking like yesterday they took the Sahara Cup 2012. I just wanted to have a peek back on what are the positives that have come out of for Bangladesh in this particular tour. And one news before one news that I would like to say here is there was a Faisal Bag T20 final which was being played, and Mohammad Hafiz's team with the Lahore Lions actually won the title. They beat Misbah-ul Haq's Faisalabad Wolves to win the final match, and actually take the trophy, the Faisal Bag T20, the domestic trophy in Pakistan in T20. Now, just talking about Bangladesh, they have a lot of positives. One is the Anamul Haq, who has come in hitting his maiden test century, and he looks to be a very good player, but really needs to be really nurtured very well. He has all the strokes in the book. That is very good to see. Well, he definitely got out in the next two matches in a very cheap manner, but that is not something to read on. He really needs to be nurtured. The other find has been Sohail Ghazi. Now Sohail Ghazi, the right arm off spinner, coming into the team, the amount of support that Mushfiqur Rahim, the Bangladeshi captain, has given to him, telling a debutant, give the ball. I mean, he was debuting in that match, and he gives the ball to Sohail Ghazi in a test match and says, you bowl to Chris Gayle, and Chris Gayle smacks him for a 6, and then he hits him for another 6. And see the temperament, the match temperament of Sohail Ghazi, the youngster. He still keeps on flighting the ball. Mushfiqur Rahim keeps on getting him cover at long on and long off, and he keeps on flighting the ball, and well, he gets his reward. Chris Gayle actually holds out to the deep, and that is something which really tells about a bowler. Not only that, he has been consistently getting the wickets. After consistently getting the wickets, he started doing well, and then he got a nod into the one-day international, and in the one-day international came, he also performed admirably well. Not only with the ball, he also showed that he had ability with the bat, and that was very good. And then now Sohail Ghazi has also won a ticket to the T20, because as you know, tomorrow Bangladesh and West Indies, the world T20 champions, are going to take on Bangladesh in the final match of the tour for West Indies, and Darren Sammy, the captain, has already said that he would like to finish it on a high. Now that will be a very keenly watched contest, because now Bangladesh are brimming with confidence, and now they're going to take the champs West Indies in the T20 final, and that's the last match of this West Indies tour of Bangladesh. Darren Sammy would like to finish off on a high. Bangladesh would definitely like to repeat that dose that they did against West Indies in the one-day internationals, and really prove a point to the whole world. Whether they can do that tomorrow, that's going to be seen. But Bangladesh, let me tell you, they don't have a very good T20 record, so one has to wait and watch. But I'm sure, I'm really keenly looking forward to that match. And for Bangladesh, there have been a lot of positives, I would say. Then they have that Mominul Haq, who has come into the team, and he has also been performing very well. I mean, I had a look at his batting. He was pulling well. The way he was pulling the ball, he was trying to keep the ball down. That was good to see, and also a lot of temperament. Yesterday, even after they lost the wickets of Mahmudullah and Mushfiqur Rahim, Nasir Hussain was along with him, and in fact Mominul Haq was it was a pretty mature knock under the circumstances from an inexperienced Mominul Haq, and he also bowled, got some wickets to the ball. And it has also been some very judicious use of the batting and bowling resources by the Bangladeshi captain Mushfiqur Rahim. One has to give credit for the way he has handled his boys. The other thing, the only thing that I look as a sort of a negative, not a negative really, but really Mushraf-e Murtaza was definitely missed. There was no Shakib al Hasan, so that is another credit for them, that they could do it to West Indies without these two players. Even though Mushraf-e Murtaza was not there for the final one-day international, but he has been bowling very well in the previous one-day internationals. The other thing, the bowling is the one, the spinners, as far as the spin is concerned, department is absolutely heavy for them now. There's a lot of competition. The pace bowling needs to be a bit perked up, because Shafiul Islam, yes, he bowled well, there's no doubt about it, but they still need to get those bowlers. Mushraf-e Murtaza has been having injury problems. It has been always been crippling his 11-year-old international career for Mushraf-e Murtaza. So what Bangladesh needs some genuine pace bowlers at the top who could have, you could act as prime strike bowlers. If they could do that, then this outfit would remain very formidable. So I think there's a lot of positives which have come out of this West Indies tour of Bangladesh, where Bangladesh have really won this very keen battle with the West Indies. And West Indies would have never expected that Bangladesh would put up such a good show in the one-day internationals, but they have done so, and they truly deserve to be the victors. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, on this note I am ending my cricket show for today, but I'll be back with a full match report tomorrow on the match between Bangladesh and West Indies in the T20 finals. Until then, it's your host Ram saying goodbye this Sunday. Thank you.